fairyland. It's Tea with Tamara.
Care Bear Stare. Hey everybody! It is so good to be back in my office this Wednesday. One of my daughter's friends once walked into my studio, which is my garage, and told my daughter that it looked like the inside of a genie's lamp. And that was probably the highest compliment I could ever think to receive in a million years. Today I'm feeling magical AF, and so I have my beautiful Be Magic unicorn mug. Hello, Laura! Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I freaking love you guys so very, very, very much. So this is probably one of my favorite conversations that we're going to have today, right? It is all about universal love. So the greatest gift and the greatest love that we can show ourselves and the fact that there is something far greater than us is to get out of our own freaking heads and allow the beautiful flow of the universe to come in. So I just kind of want to give that a little bit more precedence. So what happens is that when we open up our crowns to receive magic into our lives, and like receiving, guys, can be all sorts of incredible things. It could be as simple as somebody saying, I love you today because it's Valentine's Day. And are you in a space to receive that thought in through the crown? But what I really want to talk to you today about is the third eye. It is the first place that our receiving has to get through in order for things to manifest, shift, transform, move in our lives, right? And so we receive all the time. We can see signs, we receive information, like magic is happening every single millisecond of every minute of every hour of every day of every year, like more than you can even imagine. And what happens is once we've brought it into our body, we have to allow space in our third eye to bring the receiving down further into our hearts, right? So the thing that you have to remember are three really important pieces to your third eye, okay? And the third eye is represented by, and this is like powerful shit, you guys, so like pay attention, write this down. This is like notepad worthy. That everything is going to be okay, that nothing bad can happen, and that all your needs are met. Because when we get into a state of worry, overwhelm, or fear, right, we are in fear over those three things not happening, right? What if I can't pay my bills this month? What if I don't bring enough clients in? What if I'm not the right person? What if what I'm offering nobody wants? What if people think I'm a big fat loser and they never want to talk to me again, right? These are the thoughts that when we're receiving in, we then take this beautiful energy and create worry or fear. Now, the neat thing about fear, and I love that we're talking about third eye today because today is a day of love, and there are only two ways that we can see through the lens of life, and that is through the lens of fear or through the lens of love. So when you're in that fear-based thought, and once we're in a fear-based thought, you guys, we tend to stay in our fear-based thought. It's like once you see that one person has made a negative comment, you hyper-focus on that negative comment. You don't notice the other 30 comments that are positive. You hyper-focus on this one negative space, right? So the minute you take your thoughts over here into this one person who is saying something that really felt really icky, we tend to call in more icky. And we start to believe, see, sense, and know only icky. And we start to say things and get in our heads that make us feel even more icky, right? Now, I want you guys to ask yourself a very, very important question. Do you believe here in this moment in time, hey, everybody, Dan, you never come live. I'm all excited. Hi, Roberta. Ask yourself this very important question. Do you believe truly and wholly that the universe would never let you fall on your face? Can you feel that thought into yourself right now? That at this point in your life, you've never lost everything. And if you have, you've learned and grown. But there's always been a reason, a cause, and a lesson for everything that we've gone through. And so far, the universe has never given us something we can't handle, and it has never allowed us to fall completely on our face. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, right? So you anchor into that knowing and into that belief that the universe is never going to let you fall on your face. When you truly know that as being the honest to goodness truth, okay, it creates space in your third eye, in your thought process, to fear less, to worry less. Because if you knew that the universe wasn't going to let you fall on your face, you could take more risk and know it was going to be okay. You could open up to more love and know it was going to be okay. You could receive without fear that the receive would be negative if you knew that the universe had your back. Right? So this is a space in which you just have to get out of your own head enough, you guys. I'm not asking anyone to be perfect here. I'm not asking you to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh yes, I never have a fearful thought again. I am totally free of like my own thoughts. That's bullshit. Let's be real. But what I'm asking you to do is become aware of just moving out of the way enough that the things that you're receiving have enough space to move down through the next areas of your chakra system, right? And that just, oh yeah, you're getting the big gun here. That's the big gun eyebrows and eyes. And this is when we ask a question or when we want something or when we're looking for receiving, an answer, a thought, universe, give me a sign. Guys, it is always the first thing you receive. Right? Like when you're like, should I do this? And you hear a resounding yes. And then you're like, no, that's probably not a good idea because if I do this, then, it might affect this person. And if it affects that person, it might affect that person. And if it affects this person, then 17 people down the road, this was a bad decision. Take a moment and think about that with me. Right? That creates an illusion-based domino effect of things that haven't even happened yet that are preventing you. It's the greatest way that you can paralyze yourself is creating multiple outcomes that don't exist. But if you get into the habit here in this moment, starting today, to be like, okay, I'm thinking about doing this one thing. Is this something that will benefit those around me? Is it through the eyes of love? Is it in service of the people I'm here to serve? And you receive a resounding answer. I challenge you guys, truly, to act upon that. Okay? To really understand, receive, listen, and know the truth as being the truth. When the universe speaks to us, it's pretty freaking simple. And then our own minds make it challenging and difficult. So today you could really get a little crazy and have a lot of fun and write a whole bunch of things that you want answered and then ask the question and write down beside it the answer you received first. It's one of the games, right, that I play when I run my retreats is I get something really obscure. So the one time I had fairy houses and I started to ask questions about the fairy houses. I'm like, you just have to write down the first thing you receive. Right? Because getting into the habit of listening to the very first things that we're receiving allows us to actually know that we're in the space of trust. Trust is my favorite word. Trust is my favorite word because it's the opposite of fear, overwhelm, and stress. I love you guys. Today is a day of love. And so I'm sending you off on this fine Wednesday morning with my magical AF. I'm trying not to swear as much, but I still fucking love swearing. My magical as fuck fair unicorn mug, guys. Today, the greatest gift you can give yourself on the day of love is trusting that what you're hearing and receiving on the first time you ask that question is exactly the universe. These hearts are bringing me great joy. Wow. I got to tell you, it's filling my soul with all of these hearts. You guys are magical. Thank you for tuning in this fine Wednesday on Valentine's Day and sharing in this love moment with me. And if you ever have any questions about any of this stuff that I talk about in Tea with Tamara, never hesitate to ask me a question. I'm always here for you guys. And I freaking love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Talk to you soon.